The night was cold, and rain poured down like it was punishing the earth itself. Inside a dimly lit house, shouts echoed through the walls. "I'm done with you, Sarah." Daniel's voice thundered as he threw her suitcase toward the door. His eyes were full of fury, his face twisted in pain and betrayal. Sarah stood still for a moment, her body trembling. Her lips quivered, but she didn't speak. Tears rolled down her cheeks as she clutched a small silver locket close to her chest, something she hadn't shown him. She took a deep breath, her heart breaking not just from his words, but from what he didn't know. "Daniel, please," she tried to speak, but he cut her off. "No, don't. You lied to me. You hid things from me. I don't even know who you are anymore." His anger was raw, fueled by misunderstanding and wounded pride. Sarah's knees weakened, but she managed to whisper, "I wasn't lying. I was trying to protect you." Daniel laughed bitterly. "Protect me? From what, Sarah? From your secrets? From your double life?" Her tears fell faster. "If you knew the truth, you'd never forgive yourself," she whispered, almost to herself. But Daniel had already opened the door. "Get out," he said coldly. "And don't ever come back." Sarah took one last look at him, the man she had loved more than life itself, then stepped out into the rain. The door slammed shut behind her, echoing like the final beat of a dying heart.
By the second day, Ethan looked pale and exhausted. His friends tried to joke around, but he wasn't laughing anymore. He barely ate. He jumped at every sound. Even in broad daylight, he felt cold. At school, strange things began happening too. His locker opened on its own. His notebook pages turned by themselves. And once, during lunch, someone whispered his name behind him, slow, drawn out, chilling. But no one was there. His best friend, Noah, noticed the fear in his eyes. "Ethan, man, what's going on? You've been acting weird." Ethan hesitated, then showed him the photo. "Look at it closely." Noah zoomed in. There it was, the same tombstone Ethan had stood on, but now, a figure was faintly visible beside him. A woman in black, her head slightly bowed, her face half hidden. "Bro, this is creepy," Noah whispered. "Maybe we should delete it." "I already tried," Ethan said, trembling. "It won't delete. Every time I remove it, it comes back." Noah's face turned pale. What tombstone was that, exactly? Ethan didn't know. But now, he had to find out. On the third night, he returned to the cemetery. Alone. The rain had stopped, but the ground was damp and heavy with fog. Each step felt harder than the last. He found the same grave, the one he had stepped on. The name carved into it made his heart drop. Amelia Green, 1879 to 1896. She never rested in peace. He swallowed hard. "I'm sorry," he whispered into the cold air. "I didn't mean to disrespect your grave. I was just being stupid." The wind stirred. The trees creaked. For a moment, it seemed like nothing would happen. He placed his phone down, lit a small candle, and backed away. Then the ground shifted. Ethan stumbled as the earth beneath the tombstone cracked. A hand, pale, trembling, lifeless, rose from the dirt and reached toward him. He froze, unable to move. Her voice was barely a whisper. "You stood where I was supposed to sleep." Ethan's knees buckled. I'm sorry," he cried. "Please, let me fix it." The ghostly figure of a young woman began to rise from the grave, her eyes hollow yet filled with pain. "I couldn't rest, until someone remembered me." Realization hit him. The old grave was forgotten, covered in moss, ignored by everyone until he stepped on it. His careless act had awakened her grief. Gathering his courage, Ethan knelt beside the grave. "I'll remember you, Amelia. I'll clean your grave, bring flowers, whatever you need. Just please, stop this." The ghost's expression softened. For a brief second, she almost looked human again. Then, like mist under the morning sun, she faded. The air around him grew still. The chill lifted. The next morning, Ethan's mom found him asleep by the window, peaceful for the first time in days. The handprint on his ankle was gone. His phone was lying beside him, photo deleted. True to his word, Ethan returned to the cemetery every week. He brought flowers, polished the tombstone, and made sure no one ever stepped on it again. His friends laughed at first, calling him superstitious, but deep down, Ethan knew what he saw. And he never joked about the dead again. Years later, when he moved away for college, he stopped by one last time. The grave looked beautiful, fresh flowers, a clean headstone, and sunlight streaming down like a quiet blessing. As he turned to leave, he felt a gentle breeze at his back, warm and calm. He smiled faintly. "Rest easy now, Amelia," he whispered. And for the first time since that night, he truly believed she did.